merchandise prior to the movie, and there's certainly a lot of merchandise that has been produced since the movie.
MGM extensively merchandised The Wizard of Oz, but in '39, movies really only played first-run engagements for maybe 1, maybe 2 weeks. So most of this material was available for a very limited amount of time, which is what makes this kind of material so highly collectible. Probably the dolls were available for the longest period of time because they tended to be put into catalogs, like the Sears catalog.
Wizard of Oz was MGM's first endeavor into merchandising the title. Before that, just Disney had done it. So MGM was quite new at it, and one of the major licenses they had was with Ideal Toy Company to produce dolls. And this is the Judy Garland Dorothy doll that came out for Christmas 1939. And it was made in 3 different sizes, and there were a number of variants in the costumes and hairstyles. Occasionally you'll find one with red shoes, but they used the shoes they had in stock. Most of them were for the Shirley Temple doll, and this doll was made with the same body, so they basically just used their stock shoes.
MGM, like every studio, after the movie was over, they were on to making the next movie. At the time they would make and release a movie a week. So a lot of this material ended up being reused. No, look, let it speak now.
The prince's horoscope I find with one omen of danger. He must beware of a wild boar.
Hey, look! I never saw anything like this before. It's a tornado.
The Wizard of Oz will be around in 100 years because most of us were brought up with The Wizard of Oz and first experienced it as a child. So having the little reunion with The Wizard of Oz and with all the characters is still a pleasant thing, no matter how many times you see it.
Someday they're going to erect a statue to me in this town.
Well, don't start posing for it now.
One of the biggest misconceptions was that the movie wasn't popular on its initial release, that it was a flop, which it wasn't. The film was very much embraced by audiences in 1939, but it did take another 10 years till the second theatrical release, which was in 1949, for the movie to turn a profit.
It would be suicide to make The Wizard of Oz today, as we know from every remake and every Broadway play they tried to do with it. I don't know who I would cast today. All unknowns, I think, would be the only possible way to ever do it. I think it would be a cinematically incorrect idea to ever make it. The movies you should remake are the bad ones, not the good ones. It's actually blasphemy to try to remake that movie, and I would root for the failure of any production that tried to do so in any form.
Everyone is always so happy to see the Munchkins, and you get this wonderful feeling, and I think it keeps all of us alive.
I speak to a lot of schools, high schools. This is 20 years ago when it first started. And they asked me the first thing, what's Dorothy doing now? Not Judy Garland. Then the next question is, where's Toto now? They don't know these people are dead like it was made today. The story was made and never died.
It was really fantastic. Actually, I never thought that the movie was going to last as long as it has.
Sometimes it makes me cry, brings tears to my eyes to see the looks of the children and how excited they are.
The most memorable part of the movie, which accounts for its present popularity, is the fact there's no place like home.
I think it was a wonderful movie. It has such a meaning to it. And I am just honored and blessed to be in the movie. and so grateful that it has went on the way it has, and there'll never be another one like it.
Everything came out perfect. And they said they took a lot of time, but now I realize that taking the time they did it right.